Hey everyone, Scott or the Scott Man, and thank you everyone again for helping me get to 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. You guys are really awesome, and thank you for submitting a lot of great questions for the Q&A. So this is the Q&A answering video. So have all the questions right here on my phone. So I'm gonna go ahead and answer each one. And if you ask me a question and for some reason I somehow forgot to include it, please let me know and I'll try to get answered in some way possible. But I think I did get everybody's listed though. Okay, so I got questions mostly from my YouTube, but also have a few from my public Facebook page as well. So I'll do all the YouTube ones first. So the first questions come from Jamesy Boy Experiment. They're very, very good supporters of mine. They also make some great, awesome videos. Definitely check them out. So they say, looking forward to the vid, mate. Congrats for 3,000 subs. You deserve it. Thank you very much for all your support. So they have two questions. The first one is, does your job involve driving around from place to place? It does not. For my full-time job in IT, I've had a lot more like on-site trips early on. However, lately it's pretty rare. The last one I really did was to Denver, Colorado back in January, and that I pretty much had to fly to. It's very rare that I have to drive anywhere from work. Okay, make sure my question's still here. And the second question, would you like to do Scam895 travel full-time one day? Cheers. Oh yes. Although, to be honest, like for just doing YouTube, having the YouTube channel, making income off of that is extremely difficult. Because with Google AdSense, you don't really make a whole lot of money. It might be a different story if I had like 1 million subscribers, but of course, so I don't really make a whole lot. So it's like I would have to do something more than just YouTube. I'd probably need to do a lot more like blog posts on my website, which I've been neglecting that again. I need to get back to work on the website. It's like the only issue is I'm having severe writer's block with that website. I don't even know what to even post right now. So, but if anybody has any suggestions, I'd be more than open to those. Because I need to get back to updating my website again. I've just been neglecting it severely. But yeah, anyway, yeah. Any way I could do like stuff like this full time traveling wise, yeah, that'd be really, really awesome. That'd be something I would definitely consider. But I just had to put a lot of thought into it and different things like that. But yeah, thank you for the questions. Next comes from Catherine Lilly, and she asks, did you grow up in Michigan? For the most part, yes. I was born and raised here in Michigan. I did live in Houston, Texas for 4 years just before my 5th birthday, and then we moved back up to Michigan, my parents and I, as a matter of fact, on my 9th birthday. And ever since then, I've lived in Michigan. And the first few years of my life, as I was saying, I've lived in Michigan, so I'm a true Michigander. Okay, next question comes from Robert Sitch. His question is, what do you consider the worst travel delay you experienced? Not necessarily like a road trip. I would say definitely a flight. I remember a few years ago, I was coming back from Colorado. I think this was 2016, and my flight was delayed from Denver to Detroit 5 to 6 hours. Like, that's like, wow. And it's like, I remember my aunt and uncle, they were driving me to the airport from Winter Park, Colorado, and I got an email from Delta on our way to the airport saying your flight will now leave at something p.m., which was about 5 to 6 hours later. It's like, I wish they would have told me sooner, that way I wouldn't have to leave as early. But it's like we tried to dawdle as long as we could, so that way I didn't have to go to the airport right away. But yeah, I still had like a 3-4 hour wait at the airport, which was kind of a bummer. But I made it home at least, and thankfully the flight was not canceled. So yeah, thank you for the question. And next questions come from Francie. And she asks, first question, what were your favorite meals or dishes made by your mom when you were growing up? Oh, man. I don't know. Because, yeah, it's like, that's going way back in my childhood a little bit. So I'm gonna I'll be right back. I'm gonna have to think about this one. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that was a stumper. Like, I had to think about this one. So anyway, yeah, so growing up, yeah, there are a few different meals that she would make that I really enjoy and look forward to. Like, some were either like homemade burritos, which were absolutely delicious. Also, my mom makes really good lasagna, so I remember really enjoying that. And then I forgot, there was another one I was... Man, you gave me a stumper. This is probably the most difficult question I've gotten for a Q&A yet. Oh, that's right. Yeah, and then I've always enjoyed her chili as well, because she makes really good chili. So, yeah, thank you for the question. Yeah, it's like, I gotta put my thinking cap on for that one. And our second question is, how do you respond to or react to aggressive drivers, such as tailgaters, enraged people on the roads, etc.? So yeah, I've been getting better at that. When I film my driving videos, I'm pretty relaxed, and when I've had weird things happen, yeah, because I know I'm not, or at least my voice is on camera. It's like, yeah, I have to be extra careful and not do anything rash or anything like that. But off camera, I've gotten better. It's like I just have to let it go. And so yeah, don't ever use this finger, because that'll just make things worse. Now, if you were to make a hand gesture, do the wave, so that way it's like, I'm sorry. Even if they were to flip you off, wave. And if they were to do that back, then just blow it off. But yeah, it's like I can get worked up a little bit, especially if I'm in a hurry, if I'm already not in the best mood. Like, let's say I had a really bad day at work. It's like, yeah, that's where I gotta be the most careful, because yeah, if I'm already worked up from a bad day of work, yeah, then that would just basically add salt to the wound. So, but yeah, it's like I feel like the most relaxed when I do the driving videos. Maybe I should do them 24/7, although it'd be the same route every day, so it'd get kind of boring, but oh well. But yeah, that's a very good question, though. So thank you very much. Oh, this got zoomed in. Okay. So the next question comes from Jesse G. And he says, congrats, Scott, I'm making it 3,000, soon to 100,000. Thank you, although I'm a far distance from that one. Not sure if you answered this in the past, but what is your favorite city in Michigan to visit, and what is the city you visited the most? Love watching the vids, especially for being in Michigan myself. Thank you for the question. Yeah, I think I might have answered this in a past Q&A, but I'll go ahead and I'll answer it again, just because I can't remember if I did or not. But yeah, I definitely would say Frankenmuth. If you look at my whole YouTube channel, I've done so many videos there, because there's a lot of great restaurants, a lot of cool things to see there, and just enjoy walking around the town there. Because I average going up there at least twice a year, so that's one place I really enjoy going to. And as long as I continue living in Michigan, I'll definitely continue going up there periodically. So thank you for the question. And next comes from Discover with Dima. He's a very, very good friend of mine. I even met up with him earlier this year in Northwest Indiana. We checked out the Indiana Dunes. Had a nice afternoon there. So he says, congrats, dude. Thank you very much. And I can't wait to see the old footage. Haha. He's referring to the subscriber special I did, which is the video the old like home movie that my parents and I did when we were up in the St. Ignace Mackinac Bridge area. Okay. I have some old videos like that too, but only back on the camcorder, and they're unedited. As for the Q&A, if you could live in another country for a year, where would it be and why? Oh, yeah, this might be a little bit of a, maybe not as big of a stumper as the favorite meal growing up question, but yeah, there's a couple ones based on countries I have been to so far. There's a couple of them. One, like if I had it could be any country. One would be Canada, just because anytime I've gone to Canada, I've really enjoyed myself there. It's very close to how the United States is, so it wouldn't be too foreign for me. And the people there are just so friendly. The food is awesome. Poutine, anyone? And there's so many cool sites, like a lot of cool things in Ontario, Quebec. Of course, my trip to Nova Scotia was absolutely amazing. And then even when I went to the Canadian Rockies in Alberta, oh, those were gorgeous. But yeah, just love the overall culture in Canada. So that's one option. But if it had to be something that's outside of North America, I almost would like to try a Slovenia, just because, although I was only there for a couple days, but love the scenery there. The people are very friendly. Lots of great food options because it's in a mix of different cultures from like close to Germany, Italy, Hungary, and also the countries down in the Balkans like Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia, etc. And the climate is relatively similar to Michigan, so that'd be one place I would like to live in a year. So yeah, that's a good question. Thank you very much. Okay, next comes from Roger Mercer, and he asks, quick question. I'm coming from the north. What is the easiest route to Metro Airport? Thanks. And congrats on the 30,000 subs. Well, thank you, although it's 3,000, but I appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, it depends on where you're coming from, in whether it's Metro Detroit or northern Michigan. But the Detroit Metro Airport is right where I-275 and I-94 meet. It's at the southeast quadrant of those two freeways. So right now, like if you're trying to get there like later this year, I would stay, especially if you live in the northern parts of the state, for sure avoid I-75 because they're doing a whole bunch of construction in Oakland County, and you're going to have a bad time. If you're trying to get to the airport in a hurry, you're probably not going to make it. So yeah, I would definitely use US 23, take that all the way to either to I-94 and head east to the airport, or you could do 23 to, you could also go to I-96 and then take 275 down to the Eureka Road exits, or even to I-94 and go that way. So that is an option. Now, if you're like living like in the northern Metro Detroit area, you could always use I-94, take that straight down, or if you're like northern Oakland County, let's say you live like in Ortonville, Clarkston, or even like Oxford, Lake Orion, yeah, then you may have no choice but to take I-75. But you just have to allow extra time. And one word of caution, I think for the next several months or a few months, the exit from I-75 to I-94 West is currently closed. So you probably would have to cut over on the Davison Freeway and then take the Lodge Freeway down to I-94 to get around that closure. So, but thank you for the question. So next questions come from Corey Connon. Hi, Scottman. Hi, Corey. Congrats on 3,000. Thank you very much. We've enjoyed you so much. I have two questions. First question, have you ever experienced any mean comments, and how do you handle them? Yes. I don't want to say quite a lot, but they come in pretty often. So when it comes to negative comments, so like one thing I will say is constructive criticism is always welcome. Like for example, let's say if I do something weird, like with camera handling, especially back in my old days where my camera handling was terrible. But yeah, if it's like you have suggestions to try to improve on anything, yeah, they're always welcome because because it is pure human nature for us to improve. So yeah, it's like constructive criticism is always welcome, and of course, yeah, you're welcome to always express your opinion, but of course, you have to be careful too, because yeah, if you write something negative and it's like, what am I trying to say is yeah, if you're trying to act like a jerk at the same time, yeah, then I really don't tolerate that, to where the comment usually will just get deleted. So, but now a true spam comment that YouTube doesn't pick up, like your video sucks or this video's dumb or stuff like that. That's, yeah, like more like trollish comments. I don't even respond to those. Those are just deleted. And then if it's repetitive to where it's like crazy, yeah, then I'm not afraid to block the person. But that's, for what I've noticed, that's been very, very rare. But now it's something that's a little bit more negative. Like, I've gotten some on my older videos just because my quality wasn't as good, so those I just let go. Like, I almost don't even respond to those because or I'll say, oh, no worries, I fixed that in my newer videos. So that's kind of the thing about having videos that weren't as good back in the day. So I still get comments. That's probably where I get negative comments the most, to be honest. Every once in a while I might get something for the newer videos, but yeah, I just try not to have them get to me or anything like that. So again, constructive criticism is always welcome, but like, you just have to be nice about it and very supportive at the same time. So thank you for the question. And then her second question is, what does your family think of your vlogging? Thanks, keep up the good work and never change. Thank you. So yeah, my family, they love the fact that I do these videos. Like, I'm almost a talk of the family a little bit. Like, it's like anytime we have like family functions, they're always asking me when's my next trip, or I enjoyed your video, or all my friends watch your videos all the time. So yeah, they're extremely supportive. So I think that's really, really awesome. And as a matter of fact, some of them might be watching this right now. So thank you for the questions. Okay, next comes from Iomide Abijide. I always have a hard time pronouncing your name. I apologize. I did the same thing the last time you asked me a question. So it says, congrats on 3,000 subscribers. Thank you very much for all your support. I have a question. Do you have a #1 restaurant out of all the restaurants you have been to? Oh man, I feel like the food ones are the ones that stump me the most. Because there's been so many awesome places that I've been to. Whether it's like for a Trail of the Lights, like the top one that comes to mind right now would have to be, I think it was that Bratislavsky Mesztiansky Pivovar restaurant I went to in Bratislava, Slovakia. And I remember last year was my top restaurant I went to, and the food was so comforting, literally, because I consider it comfort food. Because I had like potato dumplings, I had, I forgot the name. It was a signature dish of Slovakia. It resembled gnocchi a little bit, and it was just so delicious. So it's like I didn't want to stop eating it, but it's like I was disappointed when it was all gone. But yeah, that's probably the #1 restaurant that comes to my mind as I'm recording this video. So yeah, thank you for the question. So the next question comes from Jacob Ahiju. I apologize if I messed up your last name. And he asks, what type of food have you had in Frankenmuth, Michigan, and what's your favorite place, and tell me in the upcoming video. He means this one. So, perfect place. So, because yeah, if I'm not mistaken, don't you live in Frankenmuth? Because I remember seeing that in one of your comments in previous videos. But anyway, so I've had so many. Frankenmuth is probably the place I've done the most Travel the Lights videos in. Like, I've been to both Zender's, the Bavarian Inn, I've been to Slow Bones Barbecue, I've been to Tiffany's Food and Spirits, I've been to Main Street Pitas, I've had fudge from the Frankenmuth Fudge Kitchen, also at Murdoch's, which unfortunately has now been closed. And I've been to T-Dubs. I've been to so many different places. I need to go to the Frankenmuth Brewery sometime, because that's one place I've not been to yet. So, upcoming Travel the Lights video, maybe? But yeah, lots of great food options. And there's, I think, Pross is another place I need to go to. It's a charcuterie place. And my favorite one, I would have to say, is not the Bavarian Ender Zenders, believe it or not. It'd be Tiffany's, just because I love that fettuccine Alfredo dish. It's absolutely delicious. Pasta's homemade. The cream sauce is so good. But yeah, it's just amazing. So that's probably my favorite place in Frankenmuth. So thank you for the questions. That was a good one. And the last YouTube question comes from Tisha Fast. And she asks, have you been to all the continents? I have not. I've only been to 2 so far. That North America, because that's where I live. Because I've been to the United States and Canada. And I've been to Europe. And I'm planning a visit to a 3rd continent in a few weeks. And I'm not going to spoil it here, but I will say this. I do spoil it in an upcoming Driving with Scottman 895 video. And it'll be going up before the trip. So stay tuned to an upcoming driving video, because I will be revealing it in one of those videos. And again, it'll be up before the end of the month. So stay tuned. Alright, so now we're moving on to the Facebook questions. And have a few of them from there. So the first one comes from Michelle Marie, a very good supporter of mine. Wow, 3,000, that's awesome. Congratulations. Thank you very much for all your support. And her questions are, the first one is, are you planning on getting any new cameras or equipment in the near future? Cameras, nope. I'm still continuing to use the GoPro 5 or Hero 5 Black, which is what I'm using to record this specific video, as well as what I use for my driving videos and my travel the lights videos. And I also have my DSLR camera, the Canon EOS Rebel SL2. Yeah, I've been really happy with that camera, so I don't see me buying any new cameras in the near future. However, I did buy a new piece of camera gear. I don't have it with me right now, but I did purchase a new lens for my DSLR camera. Well, it's not to replace one, it's a second one. Because you may have mentioned, or I may have mentioned in some of my videos this year, to where I wish I had a longer lens. Well, I finally bought one. Because my main one only goes from 18 to 55 millimeters. I bought one which goes from 55 to 250 millimeters. So now I can finally zoom in on things even more closely. So I think I'm gonna be really happy with it. I'm gonna be testing it. I'm gonna be testing it on my next little short trip. Because before my big trip I'm doing in a few weeks, I'm going on a weekend trip here in Michigan. I think I've revealed. I'm going to go up to the Mackinac area, so I'll be able to test it out there. And our second question is, also, are you finding the Travel of the Lights a challenge now with their dietary restrictions, or is it opening a whole new world for you? I would say both. And so for anyone who's doesn't really know, it's like, yeah, I have something called eosinophilic esophagitis in my esophagus. It's a high count of eosinophils or something like that, or white blood cells due to like allergies, where I'm supposed to have like some food allergies, and so I had to go like on an elimination diet for like 3 months, which thankfully as of a week or two ago, I need to make another update video on this, that things looked a lot better. So it's like I had to pretty much cut out all the major allergens except for wheat and soy, and also had to cut out chicken. But I will say, yeah, I was going over reveal already. I'm able to start adding some things back in now, so things are getting a lot easier. But when I had to avoid all that stuff, it's like, yeah, it was a challenge. Atlanta was pretty easy because there were a lot of great options I could go to. Nova Scotia was where I had a very difficult time, because Nova Scotia is very popular for their seafood, and in Halifax their donair, which is like the doner kebab, and I couldn't eat any of that, which made me really sad. So it's like, and I even had to cancel going to a restaurant because they had nothing I could have. So yeah, there's been a lot of challenges, but it's been an eye-opener too, because I was able to try different like vegan restaurants, because I know they wouldn't have like dairy or egg or anything like that in it, which, yeah, thankfully I'll be able to add egg back in pretty quickly here. But yeah, I'll have this in a video coming up, because because Travel the Lights videos later on, you'll start to see things I wasn't having for a while. So, but yeah, it has been very challenging. But thankfully, things are looking better, and I'm able to add a bunch of things back into my diet again. So I'm very, very thankful for that. But yep, thank you for the questions. Okay, and next comes from Mark Grady, another supporter of mine. He says, congrats, any more driving videos coming soon? Yes. As a matter of fact, I'm planning to upload one, I think about a week or a week and a half from when I upload this video. Because I filmed a lot of driving videos lately in the state of Michigan, which will be going up. I know a couple within the next few weeks, and probably been a lot of them coming up later in the year. So stay tuned, I got a lot coming. And the last question comes from Amy Murphy McBroom, and she says, my daughter wants to know how you go about choosing the restaurants for your Travel the Lights video, or your Travel the Lights. That is a great question. But yeah, when it comes to Travel the Lights videos, I always like to go to the local restaurants because I want to show off the more local restaurants, because that's where you find the best food usually. And they're always, and of course, local restaurants always being in a big competition with all the big food chains like Olive Garden, Red Lobster, Outback Steakhouse, Bonefish Grill, etc. So during the Travel the Lights videos, I help promote local restaurants, and when it comes to finding those, I check all the different reviews, but keep in mind too, some reviews can be forged or could be exaggerated, or even some that are false. So yeah, I will look at the reviews like on Google Maps or not Instagram, but Yelp, as well as TripAdvisor. Yeah, that's right. And check out the reviews. Make sure the restaurant is really good. Although I think my uncle still wants me to go to a place where the food absolutely is terrible and wants me to see my reaction. but and of course when I'm on my travels too, I'll pick a restaurant that I would like to go to eat. So once I find a good place, then I'll go in, and then of course I'll enjoy some food, and even I'll give it a little bit of a critique, because food is not always perfect. Sometimes it really is, and I absolutely love it. Other times I'm like, I don't really care for how they do this, and it's a good way to help people know what they're gonna be eating. So thank you very much for the question, and thank you everybody for all the great questions. I've been trying to keep this under a half hour, and I think I did just that. So thank you for the questions for this Q&A. So thank you for watching, and thank you everyone again for giving me the 3,000 subscribers. And this is Scott with the Scott Man signing out. Here's some more travel adventures.